One of the best practices some game studios have been doing lately is allowing players to play a brief demo or beta of the game before you purchase. This is a good idea in general. There's nothing better to trust on how you'll like a game than yourself. But in a time when journalists are giving 8s to games that gamers give 3s to, and vice versa, far too often, this becomes an even better idea. Is there even a reason not to give a demo for your game other than the very obvious one of knowing a demo will cause people to not want to buy the game at all? Monster Hunter Wilds beta didn't carry over your progress. You'd managed to get close to 500,000 concurrent players, about 500% of what the massive corporation EA's Veilguard, which took 10 years to make, managed on its full release. Now, I have some praise to get Wilds, but in this case I want to praise them far more for the demo. A good game is one thing, but customer-friendly practices is far more important. Metaphor ReFantasio is another great game with a demo. I gave it 6 hours and was impressed with it, and this absolutely affects my decision to purchase a game far more than any journalist ever could. Wilds looks like a game worth playing. To give a brief review, this is not a game meant for me. I'm sure you can tell from my gameplay I am not familiar with Monster Hunter games, yet, even after playing the beta for 5 hours and being absolutely terrible at the game, I enjoyed the full thing. There's something to be said about a game that has so much depth to it, which is very clear from the outset that the items, buffs, co-op options, and number of weapons alone greatly raise the skill ceiling, yet it can also be easy to enjoy while being quite bad at it. So if you are a game developer, have confidence in your game. Prepare a demo, show it to gamers, let them be their own journalist. Because when the only information before game release comes from deceitful corporate journalists, gamers are getting very used to what we got from Redfall, Starfield, Cyberpunk, and the Veilguard. It feels like you have something to hide if you only permit the journalists to see what you have cooking. I'd rather you not take my word for it on Monster Hunter Wilds. When a game has a demo or beta, use it and respect your own opinion the most. That's the difference. The journalist needs you to respect their opinion. They need to be the only one who gets to experience the game. That is why there's access journalism. That is why codes are always so limited. That is why Veilguard only allowed journalists that were very in favor to get codes before the game came out. If they say a game is bad, they want you silenced if you say it is good. And if they praise a game, you had better fall in line or they will block and insult you. Monster Hunter Wilds proves that it's great in a few hours, even for someone who is bad at it. But more importantly, they know it's a great game, which is why they're willing to let people play it ahead of time. They feel like that will increase their sales. While the Veilguard, Cyberpunk, and Redfall knew the moment gamers got their hands on it, the journalist facade would crumble to dust. Yet journalists and AAA corporations releasing slop will never want this to be the norm, because it prevents their deceptions from bearing fruit. It lets people decide for themselves. It takes away their power and gives it to the peasantry. It disempowers the aristocrats with their media elitist power and empowers the media's prey to defend themselves from journalists' spread misinformation. Demos and betas should become the norm in the industry, especially at this point. And if a game does not offer any of these, I think it is fair going forward to assume that they have something to hide, and that is the reason they are not offering it.